All right, Mr. D, let's get rid of those rodents. I see we have a table full of traps here.
We have an assortment. It's almost mind-boggling the options that you have where mice are concerned.
Oh, man.
What I would prefer happen is that they not come in,
right.
where you don't have to use any of these, and you can use hardware cloth to prevent that from happening. But you know, mice, it's hard to believe, but mice, the bones in a mouse's skull are movable.
Oh, man.
And they have the ability to get through any hole that's larger than 1/4 of an inch.
Oh, boy.
And this is a 1/4 inch hardware cloth. So if you have a 1/4 inch hardware cloth, that will prevent a mouse from getting in there. I've got an example.
Oh, boy.
Of a 1/4 inch hole. So now they can't get through that 1/4 inch hole, but if it's any larger than the 1/4 inch hole that we have over here, then they can get through that. Rats, you know, even a big old rat, they also, you know, they're a rodent and their skull bones are movable and they can get through a hole that's larger than 1/2 inch. So,
wow.
you know, you need to use solid aluminum or solid steel, or something that is a 1/4 inch or smaller where hardware cloth is concerned, if you're going to try to use the exclusion method.
Okay.
Now, sometimes if you're using the exclusion method, you may be trapping them inside your house. So if that's the case, then you still got to go with these other options that we have here. There are several, we'll talk about traps first. There are several traps around. Somebody once said that if you build a better mousetrap, the world will be the path to your door. I don't know whether that happened to Mr. Victor, but this is a Victor mousetrap, and it's been around for 100 years, I understand. And I don't know, how many did you say had been sold?
1 billion.
1 billion of
1
these have been
billion.
sold. And I'm going to try to set one here without mashing my fingers, but I am going to put my glasses on.
Oh, yeah, do that.
I may get, will you hold this for me?
Yeah. Jump right in there and help you out.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to okay. And the way this trap works, you apply bait, and you know, my whole life we only had one kind of bait that we used, cheese. I'm not sure mice like cheese, but put a little piece, just a little bitty piece of cheese or a little bitty piece of peanut butter or something like that right there. And when Mr. Mouse comes along and touches it,
Gotcha.
so long, Mr. Mouse.
All right.
There are improved varieties. I hesitate to say improved. Maybe they're not improved. I don't know. I mean, that does the trick, I'm pretty sure. But there are other mouse traps out there. These are plastic. This one, I guess they get in there, they go around a bunch of corners, and you can actually see them in there because, you know, and they're looking out, trying to get out. So I guess that's actually this is a bait station. You put bait in here.
Right.
The mice go in there and eat it, so they can leave. They can leave. I guess they can see the bait, and so that would make them want to get in there. And they can leave. They'll eat and leave. I like using bait station. This is a larger bait station right here. This is really, is large enough. You can see it's plenty large that they even rats could get in there without any problem. That's probably at least a 2-inch hole, and it's got, you know, basically they can run all the way through there. Off to the side, I've got bait right here. They'll go in here, they'll eat the bait, and then they can leave. And the reason I like the bait stations is because some of these poisons are anticoagulants or that will make the rodents thirsty, and they're nice enough to eat your poison, and then they leave and go get a drink of water and die away from you. With this critter, you're going to have to deal with him. And if you use a trap that actually catches them, I encourage you to check your traps once a day at least, because you don't want to leave them in there. You don't want to do the once a week thing, because you'll know. I mean, the good thing is you'll know that you've caught something because you can smell them. You can smell them when you get there.
That's right.
This is another example of one. This is a single-use trap. I'm not really sure how it works. Let me see if I can. I don't know how to trigger it,
There you go.
but apparently when you catch one, you just dispose of that.
Right.
I don't think there's any way to get the mouse out of there.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah. So that
okay.
that's another type. This one I understand is a humane type mousetrap. Get it open here. Probably better put my glasses back on so I can get it put back together. You can see it's got a ramp, a little ramp that the little mice come and they'll walk up this ramp and then apparently it will go back up and it'll hold like a whole family of mice. You can put 3 or 4 mice in there, and the directions say take the mice at least 2 miles away and then release them. You know, I've got a couple other ideas about that. If you have anybody that has a cat, you know, or a pet snake, or something like that, that will pretty well guarantee that they won't march 2 miles back to your house and be back to your house before you get there. You know, but I mean, all kinds of traps here. This is a type of poison or toxicant. Rodenticide, I think is the proper term to use. It's kind of a little cake. I like the stations, the bait stations, because, I mean, to get into this bait station right here, you've got a key. You have to have a key to get in there, so you don't have to worry about kids or your pets getting into it. I like the bait stations because they're a little bit more secure. You know, I don't think a child would pick this up and eat it, but I caught my daughter eating dog food one time.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, you never know.
Yeah, the color makes it attractive for, you know, for kids.
That's right.
And this right here, this is what the havoc is what I have inside this bait station. And actually, my granddaughter brought one of these little packets into my wife. I had one out in the garage, and she brought one in and said, "Can I eat this?"
Wow. Yeah.
And these type of packets, I'm not sure are available for homeowners. I purchased in a bucket at a co-op.
Okay.
You can get, I've got a pretty large bucket of these. I use quite a few of these, and I put them in my attic and under my house and things like that. But now I try not to put them where Lila can get to them.
Mr. D, is there going to be a danger to other animals, you know, with these poisons around?
I don't think so. I think the lethal dose that kills a rat or mice is probably too small to kill pets. I wouldn't, if you have pets, and if these critters go out and die out in the yard, I wouldn't let your pets eat them.
Right.
If your pets eat squirrels and rabbits and things like that, I'm not sure that they would, but I do know these products are toxic to dogs and cats.
Sure.
I don't think they will eat the bait, but they may chew on a critter that's dying, you know, in the process, but I don't think there's enough of a dose to be a problem. And I say that because as stringent and strong as EPA is, I don't think they would allow us to have them on the market if that was a danger.
Okay. Mr. D, we definitely appreciate that. And looking at that snap trap, voles. You get some voles with that too.
You're right.
That's right.
This works for voles.
Yeah,
All
it
of
works
this
for
works
voles.
for voles.
How about that?
Right.
So there you have it. Thank you, Mr. D. Appreciate that.